Hi, legends. What is happening here on a Wednesday, almost evening here in South Africa, Central European time? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Sorry, just want to grab some stuff over here. Whew. What a CPI dumpster. As per the thumbnail, I thought I'd bring a little bit of humor into the live stream today. I put Bitcoin there in the dumpster because we got a nice dump here based on some good news. Okay, it was a little bit of a mix of a little bit of bad and good news. CPI data came out lower than expected, but also the spending was much higher, right? Which most probably brought the price here to the downside. And now we're getting that V-shaped recovery back to the upside. Legends, smash up the like on your way in. Thanks for joining. Let's get the party on, or let's get the party started. All right, let me share my screen over here. I mean, this is what I spoke about this morning. Okay, nice. Where's my mouse? Right, nice little support area that needs to hold. And now when I look at the price of Bitcoin, that's exactly where we got the bounce. Right, nice little bounce here to the upside. I am tracking, I'm tracking this momentum. I want to see a successful breakout to confirm momentum here to the upside. And right, we did tap the 1.236 to perfection over here. Okay, also looking at the larger time frame over here. Let's go here. Okay, we can stay on the 15-minute. If I take, or when, let me just cancel that pen over there, right? When I take a FIB here from the low, from the low to the high, okay, let me make it thicker so everyone can see, right? 50% FIB level, that 50 golden pocket zone, almost tapping the trend over here. Interesting to see if I switch to log scale. No, okay. This is currently where we're getting the bounce here to the upside, okay? But legends, I just want to stress, it is never, ever guaranteed, okay? It doesn't matter how bullish the structure looks to the upside. It is never guaranteed that you're just going to do this, right? I've spoken about the Elliott wave from a scenario from a bullish perspective where we have nice resistance here at $59,000. But there's always that possibility that this is a three-wave structure, okay, and you are starting to build three-wave structures back to the downside, and then you make another three-wave structure to the upside. Always that possibility, because I have to admit, this does look like a three-wave structure, and we have hit the maximum target over here. If there's still a chance for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, this is the level that has to hold, as per my update this morning as well. If we lose this level and we start tapping the 0.618, yes, you can still get a bounce, but then this is not an impulsive structure anymore. It becomes three-wave structures, okay? And three-wave structures are corrective structures, okay? They are, it just means that we can be ranging, okay? Basically what it means is, if I just take some of the noise here out the way, what three-wave structures basically means, if I look at this entire structure over here, okay, this entire structure, and I'm going to talk about this scenario here in a moment as well. If I look at this structure over here, okay, three-wave structures are extremely rangy structures. And what do I mean by rangy structures? We have a three-wave structure to the upside. We have a three-wave structure to the downside. We can form another three-wave structure to the upside, another three-wave structure to the downside, another three-wave structure to the up. So basically what it means is you can just be ranging for a lot longer before you take the high and before you take the low, until you start building a proper 5-wave impulsive structure, either to the upside or to the downside, to confirm momentum in that direction. For now, this is a whole lot of three-wave structures at the moment. Okay. What I do like about three-wave structures is, I mean, it's still very early to call for this scenario. I just want to switch some levels off over here, clean up the chart a little bit. Is that definitely a possibility for something like this? Okay, contracting diagonal. Okay, basically connecting all these highs over here, where you're basically starting to form a contracting diagonal, where you basically have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? ABC, and you continue the momentum to the upside. A contracting diagonal in Elliott wave theory can be a multitude of three-wave structures. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You get the picture, right? A contracting diagonal, by far more common in Elliott wave theory, contracting, not expanding. It has to be a contracting diagonal, which means the lines are, closing in on each other. The price action is getting squeezed. This is what a lot of people refer to as bull flags and bear flags. The price action gets squeezed, and then you have the dump to the downside, making everyone extremely bearish, only to form a higher low compared to this low, and then you have an explosion back to the upside. So a contracting diagonal can have 5-wave structures inside of it with 3-wave corrective structures, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up. It can also consist of 3-wave structures up, 3-wave structures down, and so forth. So I hope this makes sense. But the one thing I do want to highlight, okay, about this potential scenario that I'm watching over here, it is way too early to call for this scenario, because usually when I start talking about a larger time frame contracting diagonal, I at least want the third wave to be in, and I want the fourth wave to be in. So once this price action has played out and we are over here, right, and we start getting proof of support, I will then say this contracting diagonal is now starting to gain probabilities, and we could potentially see upwards momentum to continue the bull market without taking this low. But it is still way too early to call for this scenario, but I am keeping it in the back of my mind. I do have it inside of my folders, but I do know it's still too early to just say this is the scenario that's going to play out. It's just way too early, right? I want the third wave to be in, and I want the fourth wave to be in. Then I'm going to say, legends, there's a chance we're going to go and make another 3-wave structure here to the upside to complete the 5th and final wave. Then we're going to get a dump that's going to scare the crap out of everyone. That 3-wave corrective structure to the downside. What you would like to see is proof of support, not take this low over here. And then it's going to be game on for a massive explosive wave here to the upside, where we do not have to take this low. But I mean, it just has to be said that it's still way too early to call for this scenario. But as price develops and the structure stays intact, okay, and right, let's see how this plays out. Ideally, you also want for this structure to remain bullish or intact. Ideally, you want this to be the low for now. So even if this is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to the upside, and this is just another 3-wave structure to the upside, 3-wave structure to the downside, you want to see another 3-wave structure to the upside, 3-wave structure, you get the picture. You're basically forming a multitude of 3-wave structures as you go along inside of this range, right? Okay, let me say hi to the beautiful community. Thanks for joining. I know I just jumped right into the technical analysis. And Mr. Crypto Big Brain, welcome. DeFi John, let's go. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate you being here. Red Hat, hi Devold, welcome. Mr. Scoot, today was really a good short, which got recovered now. Up 12% this week. All thanks to you and Andy. Absolute pleasure, man. I'm glad that you've been making some profits, and now it's that consistency. Can you consistently make profits day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year? Because then you can call yourself a successful day trader. Okay. Because I always like to say, I really don't care if we're going to $40,000 and if we're going to $100,000 from a day trading perspective. I don't care. All I need is volatility. I need my levels, my range high, my range low strategy, trendline strategy, whichever is your favorite strategy to trade, and I can make money from a day trading perspective. And usually what day trading means, okay, a lot of people, and I still see it today, get confused between investment and day trading. Okay, from a day trading perspective, I am looking at local setups. Okay, I'm a bull bear in one day, right? Based on levels, I can long momentum here to the upside. I can short, I can long, I can short. Even here, we played, myself and the Legends had a live trading session yesterday. We longed here to the upside. Right, and there's also that bat pattern that Andy spoke about, definitely beautiful bat pattern where you don't claim the high, and then some of the legends short it here to the downside. Unfortunately, I didn't take that trade. I was sleeping already. Yes, that was me and my family time in bed already by that time. Okay, so from a day trading perspective, it basically means within a day, more or less, you are in and out of a trade. Okay, swing trades, yes, they last a little bit longer. So from a swing trading perspective, you could have found an entry in this zone and you are waiting for the highs still to be claimed, and maybe you're going to close your position over here. You play with much lower capital, lower leverage, right? Because it's a swing trade, it's boring. You sit on your hands, maybe once a week, twice a month. That is when you exit and enter positions, or enter and exit positions. Let me put it that way. But from a day trading perspective, I can have sometimes a trade that lasts 15 minutes. I'm in and I'm out. I've done my trade for the day. Okay. If I do see another high probable scenario, I will enter again. So sometimes I have 1 or 2 trades a day. Some days I don't trade because I don't see an opportunity and my levels of confidence have not been hit yet. Okay. So and I guess the point that I'm trying to drive across over here is that there's a big difference between swing trading, day trading, and investment. So I still get a lot of comments of people, and I'm not going to mention any names, right? I still get a lot of comments from people saying, 𝗬𝗚𝘆𝗽𝗍, why are you so bullish over here? Why are you so bullish? Why do you think we're going to go to this level over here? We're going to $40,000. Come on, like seriously. Okay, I'm not saying we're not going to 40, and I'm not saying we are going definitely to 100. I'm saying from a day trading perspective, I can trade this momentum. Okay, I mentioned this level so many times during this week. I said, legends, since Monday, I can't remember exactly, but you guys know I've been mentioning this level for so long. Look at where we got the bounce. If you entered over here, you would be nicely in the profits. Pay yourself on the way up. Okay, protect your position. If you get stopped out, you should be stopped out at break even with some profits in the bag, right? Leave some of the position open for higher levels. You never know, right? That needs to be part of your trading strategy. Okay, you can be bearish, you can be bullish, you can be bearish, you can be bullish. If high areas of confidence are hit, right, you're a bull and a bear in the same day, depending on what the price action presents. I don't care about $40,000 and $100,000, and I will keep on saying this until the comments stop. Okay, I get so much hate sometimes from some of the comments of people saying that, 𝗬𝗚𝘆𝘽, why are you bullish? Or then why are you bearish? Okay, I am bullish and bearish based on the local price action that I see, and if an area of confidence gets hit, I decide from a trader perspective with good risk management whether I should long or whether I should short. It's as simple as that. Okay, do I long or do I short? Purely from a technical perspective, and this is the reason I am here and I'm building the community, and I'm hoping you all are learning together, is that I don't want to give you fish, right? I want you to learn to catch fish by yourself, right? You do, if you are a person that's relying on signals to trade from other people as a sole means of an income, right? You are not a successful trader. It's as simple as that, right? Myself and Andy's goal is to teach everyone technical analysis. Why do we get certain levels? Why do we look at certain levels? Why were we planning along over here depending on the price action that we see? Okay, so that when you are not watching YouTube influencers and you are not following signals from other traders, you can make your own trading decisions by yourself, fishing successfully as a trader or as a day trader, right? So, I mean, this is just pure basic technical analysis. You have support, right? Support, 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 support. You break the support. Now you wait, okay? Found a low over here. Maybe you're lucky. There was some technical analysis where we did have some confluence levels over here. You find upwards momentum. You have bullish CVD between these two pivots. That's another trading strategy. Okay, you aim for the highs because that's the target for the bullish strategy, and then you go higher. Claim the target. You cash out. Okay, nice successful trade in the bag. Okay, now you have more bullish CVD building up depending on your trading strategy, but the point that I'm trying to make is you lost support. You came back, you broke out with some nice green volume. It's only normal for price to come back and retest the scene of the crime. I refer to it as the scene of the crime, okay, because it's an area that was lost, it's an area that was reclaimed, and now you want to flip this area into support for upwards momentum, okay. And I mean, this is as basic as it gets, right? Support and resistance. You lose support, you regain support. Okay. Well, when you be below it was resistance, you break the resistance, you flip it back into support, and now we're getting upwards momentum. Basic technical analysis. I don't have to know Elliott wave theory to understand this. It's just basic technical analysis. Okay, what makes the support more significant is that when you bring other tools into it and you start saying, okay, I'm going to take a FIB here from the low to the high. Okay, you know, it doesn't really make sense, but we have a 382 here, we have a 50%, a little bit down lower. Let me take the FIB here from this low over here. Nice confluence with the support here by the 50%. I'm going to attempt along over here and right. Maybe put my stop below the trend line, whatever your trading strategy is, okay, and wait for the momentum to break here to the upside, or you're a breakout trader, and there are many successful breakout traders, okay. They do exist, and I do follow about one or two of two successful breakout traders, right, where they will only trade break of trend. That's all they do. They just trade break of trend. They've mastered the strategy. They know exactly where to put their stop loss, and they know what to look for, whether it's a fake out or whether it's a true breakout to the upside. They've done this so many times, and they've back tested it so many times that they know more or less, okay, whether this is going to be a fake out or a true breakout to the upside. So you need to learn that strategy, back test it, master that strategy, and then make it your own. Okay. Right. There's another trend that I'm tracking over there. Currently, we're breaking out. Okay. I don't see any bearish CVD just as yet. So price looks like it wants to continue the momentum for now here to the upside, right? I don't see any weakness in the price just as yet. So usually when I enter along, this is what I like to look at, is that if I attempted along, okay, which I did, if I attempted along over here, right, we had a low, we broke down, we got acceptance back above, that's where I entered, right? And then as price is moving up, okay, and I don't see any weakness in CVD, because if CVD had to do this as price was moving up, forming bearish CVD, basically meaning that there's a lot of retail money longing this momentum here to the upside. The market makers are just going to smack you back down, okay? They're just going to smack the price back down, right? So I don't see, for now, any local weakness in the price, which means that retail is too scared, okay? Maybe that's another word for it. Retail is currently too scared to long this momentum here to the upside. They don't trust it, okay? But the market makers are enjoying the momentum here to the upside. So CVD is the only indicator that I use. I do not use any other indicators, right? You can see there's no indicators. I don't regard FIB levels and session volume profiles as indicators. I'm talking about RSIs, like, yeah, RSIs or MACDs, moving averages. Okay, I don't use that, and I'm not saying that they don't work. I'm saying that my trading strategy does not require them or those things. Okay. Right. What else? Let's go through some more comments over here. Crypto Sniper, hi from Germany. Welcome to the live stream. Smash the like. Yes, smash the like for the alpha over here. I appreciate it. Mndi, what is happening with Matic becoming Paul? I've seen that my ticker actually disappeared, right? So I'm not sure what the new ticker is. I need to go and find it, but I've heard something about they've changed the ticker name from Matic to Polygon. Nagajan, welcome. Hi, 𝗬𝗍𝘆. How a long time. Did you long the 50? Yes, I did. Okay, I've just spoken about it. My entry, I will show you now exactly where my entry is. So when I take a FIB extension, and I'll be honest with you guys, I've already taken profits to the upside. I'm just that type of trader that likes to pay myself, because you never know. You just never know. If I take a FIB extension from this high, okay, to, which was it? This, was it this low? Okay, we can go and figure it out now. Just want to reverse it. It's just there's more price action now, so I don't want to confuse myself. Okay, yes, it was this one over here. So let me take the FIB here out the way. This is where I entered. Okay, I spoke about the one-to-one extension. Okay, when you take your FIB extension from the high to the low to the high, right? I was looking at this as a WXY to the downside or Y to the downside, because the Y wave does have a one-to-one target and it also has a 1.236 target. But even if you measure this as an ABC, WXY, the 1-to-1 and the 1.236 is common C wave and Y wave targets, right? So I knew that this is an area of interest to me. What I shared with the legends in the Discord, first link down in the description if you'd like to join, is that I will definitely consider the 1-to-1 extension line as an SFP line, okay? And for those of you, I did see some of the legends get into this trade. You basically have a pivot over here, which I refer to as the range low. I often speak about this trading strategy, okay? And price came down. It SFP'd from this low. Basically, SFP'd, swing failure. It failed to break down and it got acceptance back above. That is where you put your stop loss, okay? And you trade the momentum here to the upside. And that is why it is always so important to pay yourself on the way up, because if you think that this price action is always guaranteed to come and claim the highs over here, you are mistaken, because this correction can just continue or fall down. You just never know. The market is not guaranteed, okay? You just need to enter and pay yourself on the way up and make sure that your risk to reward is always 2-to-1 and more, okay? Then you'll nail it as a trader. I just want to zoom in here onto the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so this is basically where I entered the first trade, SFB, okay, from the low. Okay, I rode the momentum up. I took profits in this zone over here, okay. Left some of the position open, not hoping, but leaving some of the position open in case price does this. And if in case price does this, my position is protected with my stop loss just a little bit above my entry price. I've already taken profits, so I get stopped out at break even with profits in the bag. Okay, and it was a nice let me just, before I say that, right, this is where I took profits. This is where my stop was initially, all right, and two to risk to reward. But I mean, once you start protecting your position, it's a free trade, right? But it's a 2 risk to reward trade, which made the trade for me worth it. Okay, right, then what happened next is we fell down. Okay, I did not see, wait, I lie. I did see the fall coming, because I actually spoke about it in my update to the legends, where I said, legends, this looks really, really, really like a 5-wave structure here to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Watch out, okay? Yes, we played this momentum here to the upside, but it looks very grindy to me, and it could definitely be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. So this is also why I took profits over here. I think there was also the 50% FIB level, which is usually the maximum retracement for a 4th wave. That's where I closed my closed most of my position, because you just never know if we're going to go to higher levels. And then we tapped the 0.618 and we fell down. And I know the levels because I traded it. I know exactly what levels were there, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like the impulse, although it played out, is because this retracement went so deep. When you take a FIB, from, let's say, this to the low, you can see almost tapped the 0.618. In Elliott wave theory, it states that when you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th wave is not allowed to tap the 0.618. If it taps the 0.618, then this is something else. This is a WXY, contracting, expanding. It can be anything else, but it's not an impulse to the downside. Because what you want to see from an impulse is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, continuation to the downside. Okay, so this could definitely I mean, it ever so slightly front run that level, like ever so slightly front run it. So, I mean, yes, it could still be valid, right? The hardcore rule in Elliott wave theory is that the fourth wave is not allowed to go into the territory of wave number one, which it didn't. Okay. So during my update, I spoke, I mentioned to the legends that, yes, we could still definitely make a fifth wave here to the downside. There was nice liquidity. If you go and look at the liquidity heat map, let's go to the 12-hour, right? There was nice liquidity over there. This liquidity is only building up now because people are entering longs, okay? This liquidity wasn't here, but there was nice liquidity there at $55,900. Okay, in this area, $55,900 in this area was nice liquidity. So usually when you grab liquidity for the first time, you usually get a reaction. Okay, you grab the liquidity, you get a reaction. And it's also, I just want to stress, this is not guaranteed to do this. Okay, this is why, although I've been speaking about this level for a couple of days now, it has to hold as support. You just never know, right? Price might just do this. You just never know. Okay. And that's why it's important as part of your trading strategy to know where to take profits, pay yourself on the way up, protect your position, don't lose your money because the market is here to take your money. It's not here to give you money. You are basically, as a trader, trying to outsmart the market. Okay. That's basically what you're doing. Get in, get out, be happy with your profits, wait for the next trading setup. Right, legends, for those of you that have not taken advantage of this deal from Bluffin, tomorrow is the last day, okay? For the money that you deposit into your Bluffin account, you get that 10% cash back. First link down in the description under exchanges. Okay. Also, this is for new and existing users. So if you already have a Bluffin account, just throw some money there in your features account and you will get 10% cash back on the money that you have inside of your features account. Right. Also on Bybit, I've got that 500 USDT position airdrop on any of your favorite coins in this list over here. By signing up, you can claim this 500 USDT airdrop that you can trade with. You get to keep the profits. Okay, so go check out this deal. Quite nice, right? Okay, I do see that we have some liquidity building up upstairs. We have some liquidity. Okay, can everyone see that? Liquidity at the top, liquidity at the bottom, right? You just never know. And for those of you that did get into this trade, okay, please pay yourself on the way up, okay? Yes, I do not see any weakness as yet on CVD. I'll be honest, I don't see any weakness. So maybe momentum is still going to continue here to the upside. We are here at trend. It does look bullish. It does look like it wants to continue a little bit higher. Purely from what I'm seeing here from a trend line perspective, I mean, this is what you do not want to see, okay? When I saw this, I was like, there's no ways I'm longing, okay? There's just no ways. You leave 2 weeks behind. You're not closing the body of the candles outside of the trend. I don't long this. That's usually a disaster, right? Where you just get stopped out. That's just something that I've learned by trading trend lines so many times, okay? This is what you would like to see. And I can share with you guys yesterday in our live trading session how this actually played out as well. What you would like to see is for the body of the candles, okay, to close above the trend. Very important from a trend line strategy perspective. And there are many trading strategies, okay? But from a trend line trading perspective, you want to see body closes above. Even if price starts falling down, you have increased the probabilities of moving to higher levels because the bodies of the candles have closed above and there's no weakness just as yet. Okay, I would definitely change my tune, right? If CVD all of a sudden does this, okay, and it starts building bearish CVD as price is, trying to recover over here, I'm going to say, okay, right, the probabilities are now reducing. This is also what happened yesterday during our trading session. So I like to always go back to previous trading situations, even if I got stopped out or even if I made profits. I like to just go and analyze How did I trade that situation? Could I have traded it better? And what can I learn from it so that when it happens again, I can apply a better mindset or rules to that strategy or improve it, okay? Very important. Currently getting a little bit of momentum here to the upside, okay? The reason, I can tell you guys now, okay? The reason a lot of people and retail is scared to enter where we are right now, because where do you put your stop loss? I can tell you guys now, retail is too scared to play this breakout because you're supposed to put your stop loss here, right? From a trend line breakout perspective, there's just no ways that a retail person is going to risk so much capital for in case we claim the high. And this is why I think we're seeing so much strength here on CVD at the moment, is because retail's too scared to enter this move. Unless, you know, you're that person that keeps your stop below the trend, and you just need to pay yourself here on the way up. Right. Just want to see something here. I did spot some local berry CVD on yellow just as I was talking. Local berry CVD building up here on yellow, but I mean, the momentum is still strong. Let's see how this plays out. Okay. Okay, cool. So, yesterday, let me think. We traded this one over here. There's a couple of ways you could have traded this. Was it this one? Yes. This is. It looks like a small momentum, but with a little bit of leverage and good risk management, you can still make profits here to the upside. This is what we traded yesterday. Okay. To show everyone, take this out the way. And the legends that are inside of Discord, you know exactly, right? You were there. We were all trading this together. I mean, it was quite a how can I say it, up and down. Should we exit? Should we not exit? It was just very confusing price action over here. But I mean, there you can also see, okay, the body of the candle closes above the trend, right? You enter. It retraced, which scared, well, which usually scares the crap out of most traders from a retail perspective, because they're like, no, now you got acceptance back below the trend. I'm exiting the position. We went through exactly where to put our stop losses, our risk management, and also we discussed to say that it's never guaranteed that you're going to take the high, but we are targeting the highs, okay? But please pay yourself on the way up, because you never know, right? And then we fell down, but a successful trade nonetheless. Okay, I have shared that trade inside of our Discord for the community members, and I'm sure a lot of other community members took this trade as well. I just hope everyone paid themselves here on the way up, protected their position, because then we just fell here to the downside. Another way you could have traded this was, okay, double bottom over here. I mean, such a close call. Such a close call, but there was bullish CVD against this pivot, against this pivot, against this pivot. So definitely, I mean, the invalidation is so tight from a risk management perspective. It was definitely worth a shot. Okay, you make a low. It looks like you're going to claim it. You're going to claim it, and then you see the bullish CVD. Okay, and I mean, the risk management is so insane, right? You could have entered to say you put your stop over here, right? And you ride the momentum. And I think price was trading over here, if I'm not mistaken, where I told some of the legends, if you want to enter over here, okay, by all means, the risk management is absolutely insane. If you enter over here as price was trading over here and you put your stop here, the risk management is absolutely insane if we're targeting here close to the highs, right? Where you have a risk to reward that is just absolutely insane. Okay, you enter even over here, you're a little bit late to the party, but a 4.47 risk to reward is absolutely insane. And even if you closed your position here a little bit lower, right, it's still a 3 risk to reward. It's definitely worth a trade. And I'm not sure if any of the legends got into this position, because I only opened my position over here, right? And then I went into detail with the legends as to what am I looking for, what do I see in the retracement. I even zoomed into the 3-minute time frame. I showed everyone the Elliott wave scenario that I'm tracking, the invalidations that I'm looking at, where I'm putting my stop loss, why I'm putting my stop loss over there, and then, right, the breakout happened. Beautiful scenario actually that played out. Okay, right, let's go through some comments over here. Okay, now we have a new trend. Okay, which we are chopping at the moment, right? But I do like the V-shaped recovery, full recovery. Okay, still a possibility to make a higher low for then continuation to the upside if we cannot hold the trend over here, right? Always a possibility. Okay. 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽𝗍, what is the bearish case scenario right now, if any? You're going to have to share with me what timeline or what time frame you're looking at on the 15-minute, the daily, because I've got bearish and bullish scenarios on every single time frame. Okay, and so maybe just say on the daily time frame or on the local time frame. Okay, so locally, the one thing I just want to highlight over here is I did speak a couple of times, and I'm not sure if it was in this morning's update, where I spoke about the potential of a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. I have officially scrapped the scenario where I'm now more looking at a 1 2 3 4 5, not a double 1 2 combo anymore. And the reason I did that is because this consolidation is incredibly long, okay, to be a double 1 2 combo to the upside. And I'll explain why. If I go back here onto the 1 hour time frame and I just zoom into this previous structure, here is a perfect example of a double 1 2 combo. Okay, just look at the structure over here. Is that you have a 1 2 1 2 3. Okay, that's that peak that we've made over here, the high that we want to claim at the moment on the previous structure. But look how nice and short the correction is, and this correction usually balances with this correction over here. Okay, because this correction or this structure is part of the white structure. It's part of the 1 2 3 4 5 structure. So it's fine if this correction is a little bit longer than this correction over here. But when it gets 3 4 times longer than this correction, it starts invalidating a double 1 2 for me. Okay, but you can see how nice and short and powerful the momentum here was to the upside. This was such a beautiful 1 2 1 2 3. Okay, short correction, 4 5, little bit longer correction, final pump to the upside, and then you have the dump. So it's basically a 1 2 3 4 5, and inside of the third wave you have 1 2 3 4 5, and it's also referred to as a double 1 2 combo because the first wave inside of the third wave is clearly visible and can be counted as a 5-wave structure. That is why it's referred to as a double 1 2 combo. So when I compare this structure to what is happening over here on the 15-minute time frame, okay, now this is where the problem comes in. Okay, not from a bullish perspective, I'm just saying from a double 1 2 combo perspective. If this is a 1 2, sorry, again I do that wrong, let's do this again. 1 2 1 2 3, look how long this correction is compared to this correction. Okay, it's out of balance, it's out of whack. That's basically what it means. So I was expecting for the structure to be that structure that says you have, let me rather draw it. Okay, you have a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, but this is the problem. I don't like it. So for now, it looks more like it could potentially be a 1 2 3 4 5 done. Okay, it's not going to make another 4 5 to the upside. So basically, the only change to the structure is I'm expecting a retracement after we make the fifth wave to the downside, if the structure is still going to play out, versus making another 4 5 to the upside and then dump. Right, so that's basically the only difference. Okay, but in saying this, this is one bullish case scenario that I'm watching where we're still going to come claim the high and potentially reject here by $59,000. There's a lot of resistance at $59,000. High volume nodes, daily levels, weekly naked point of controls, the list just goes on. So if we do get to this level, at some point, right? Just know that this is a potential shorting area that I'm going to be watching. Like this was a longing area for me. This is going to be a shorting area for me where I'll be very interested to see how price reacts in this zone. Okay. Right. From a bearish perspective, on the local time frames is one of two scenarios. It's either an A, B, C. Let me just make that a bit thicker so everyone can see, make it darker. Right. Either an ABC, and we're going to start building impulses to the downside. ABC, and now you're going to say 1, 2, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You basically, you're going down lower, right? You're not going to take the high for now, because you can also have a three-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, ABC. You can also have a 1, 2, 3, okay, another three-wave structure, 1, 2, 3. Like I said, if this is going to be a multitude of three-wave structures, we could be ranging for a lot longer without getting impulses. I'm kind of, I think from a bullish perspective, you want to see a 5-wave impulsive structure, because that gives you a little bit higher probabilities that you can go to much higher levels. Because if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what you would expect, okay, is for a correction, a three-wave correction that does not take the low, and then you start building more impulses to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I mean, if it's not going to be a 5-wave structure and it's going to be a multitude of 3-wave structures, like I've said during the beginning of the stream, we could be ranging for a lot longer before taking the high and before taking the low. We could be dancing around in this area for a lot longer before we claim any of these two levels. If this is just going to be three-wave structure, three-wave structure, three-wave structure, three-wave structure, it can just be a larger WXY that is then forming, because inside of a, let's say, WXY, you have an ABC, ABC, ABC. Right. I know it gets very complicated, and at the end of the day, from a trading perspective, I just want levels, and I want to see the reaction at those levels so I can make a concrete trading decision based on the level. This was a level that I've spoken about almost the whole week since this range formed here on top. Okay, since, wait, when was this? Monday. Yes, the whole week I've been talking about this level. And now we got the bounce, right? So for those of you that went to class and watched the videos, you should be in a long, okay? I think, I'm not sure if I mentioned it on YouTube, but I did tell the Legends Discord communities where to put their stop losses, okay? And where potentially we need to take profits. And you should have already paid yourself on the way up, because as always, you never know, right? Okay, but this is the major shorting area that I'm watching for. But I will also consider an SFP from the highs, definitely. If price comes up here and I see weakness, I see some massive bearish CVD building up between these pivots, and price finds weakness, it starts rolling down. This is definitely an area I will consider a short as well, because you could front run an area that everyone is watching and then you just fall down. Okay. So from a bearish perspective, okay, it's either an ABC or it's a WXY. And then you can form another WXY. And then you can form another WXY. It can continue and continue, and more. Corrective structures are the most difficult thing to master in Elliott wave theory. They are incredibly difficult to master. Okay, because it can just go on and on and on. The price can just go on and on and on without claiming the high and without claiming the low. Just corrective structure after corrective structure, and this is basically where we are at the moment. If I go here onto the 8-hour time frame, this is a corrective structure. Boring. Are we going up? Are we going down? No, we're going to $40,000. No, we're going to $100,000. Corrective structures are very, very boring structures to trade. Most traders struggle inside of these structures. Some traders do very well in trending markets. Some traders struggle in ranging markets. The one thing I can tell you guys, that if you cannot master to trade inside of a ranging structure, you are not going to make it from a day trading perspective, because the market ranges for more than 70% of the time, and it only trends for about 30 to 25% of the time. So if you're a trader that only looks for breakouts to the upside or to the downside, okay, you would have only been able to trade here. What have you been doing since March? You know, have you been struggling and losing money because you can't trade? You can only trade trends. You can't trade ranges, because the market is either trending or it's ranging. And right, so you need to master to trade, because the ranges, because inside of ranges you get 3-wave structures, you get 5-wave structures, you get C waves, you get B waves, A waves, impulsive 1-1-1-2 combos here to the upside. So if you can identify these things, I mean, you can make a lot of money, okay, with good risk management. Just take this out the way. I think I can remove those two scenarios as well. Okay, let's go through some more comments over here. Sup, 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽𝗍, welcome, welcome. 1 day left to get the deal. Yes, Mr. Crypto Big Brains, 1 day left to get this amazing 10% cashback deal, okay? You get 10% cash back on the money that you deposit inside of your Bluffin account. You do not even have to trade, okay? And even when you deposit $1,000 and you lose a trade, for example, and you're on $900, you still get 10% on the initial capital that you've placed inside, not on the capital that's left in the account. Okay. Right. Bullish CVD building up now. Okay, very interesting. Please show us how you open Bybit CVD on AGGR. Okay, if you'd like the settings, it's a script that I have running in the background. It is a script. Okay, I have a script running here in the background. So if you go to the AGGR website, yours will look a little bit different. I think you'll have a green line, one green line here at the bottom. If you would like yours to look like mine, go and join our Legends Discord community. Tag me, ask for me inside of the chat. Do not send me a DM. I do not respond to DMs. Okay, I don't have time. I get too many DMs. Send me a tag inside of the chat, and then first link down in the description to join our Legends trading community. Okay, that's where you can get all the instructions on how to join. All right, there's a sexy video about myself and Andy when I was in Dubai. There's a free Discord section. There's a pro section where myself and Andy goes into a lot more detail from trading setups, education perspective. Like last night, I did a live trading session. I decided not to go live on YouTube, rather spend it with the Legends. This is where I was inside of the Legends community. And right, there's a free section. Go sign up, go through the process. And if you would like the script for the CVD template or more information, a trading question, just go ask inside the Discord. Colin, 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽𝗍, thoughts on this from a 1 hour time frame. Clear market structure break. Price is tapping the bearish order block. Okay, let's go here. Let me just see if I'm following what you are saying over here. You want to check something? Okay. 1 hour time frame. Yes. Okay, I'm with you. Thoughts from the 1 hour. Clear market structure break. Clear market structure break. No, I don't see the clear market structure break yet. Okay. Remember, you know, the simplest way to track momentum to the upside is using a trend. Okay. You have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low, you have a higher high, and this is still a higher low. You haven't broken market structure yet. This is a consolidation and a correction. This is the wave, this is the correction. This is a wave, this is a correction. If the correction goes now below this low after you've made a new high and goes below this low, then you are breaking market structure. So you will only break market structure once you take this low. Then you're breaking market structure, because this is one wave to the upside, correction. One wave, correction. So for me, market structure has not been broken yet. And that's the simplest way that I can explain it. Okay, I hope it makes sense, Colin. Right, Legends. Right now, there's a lot of bearish OB. Okay. In the WXY, still valid, where we make one more low below 49K daily time frame. Let's go quickly have a look at that WXY structure. Yes, I think I know what you are talking about. Okay, let me see if I have that one over here. Macro WXY. This is the one that I'm looking at. I know it looks messy, okay, but when I zoom in and I start explaining it, it makes sense. And I'm not going to go through all the details now, but yes, in a WXY, okay, let me explain it like this. I think this is going to be simpler. When you have a let me redo that. When you have a WXY, okay, so WXY, okay, this can be an ABC, three-wave structures, remember, but the Y wave, this little puppy over here, okay, can do a couple of things. It can have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure to end the Y wave. It can be a triangle, okay, where it basically forms a flag, and it can also be an ABC to the downside. So the Y wave is very complex, and this is what I try to explain and draw over here, is that when I look at the Y wave over here, so if this is a larger WXY, the Y does not have to come down to $43,000. It can, but it doesn't have to, because at the moment, this can also be your, sorry, let me just click on that. This can also be your Y wave, because you have to remember that this is a 5-wave structure to the downside. On the smaller time frames, I can clearly count 5 waves here to the downside. And this is why I think that this could be the low for Y, because it can be a 3-wave structure in W, a 3-wave structure in X, and it can be a 5-wave structure in Y. Okay, but it can also be a triangle, where you're basically making an A, B, C, D, E, and then you get the blast off. So it's very difficult to say, but it can also be an A, B, C, where the Y wave is going to go to $42,000. It's just really, the Y wave is just incredibly, there's so many options, okay? And it's all about invalidations and looking at market structure and the local structures to see which one carries the higher probability. So yes, the Y wave can still form an A, B, C to the downside. Okay. That is basically the structure that you are alluding to. Is an A, B, C? Yes, it can happen. That's the answer. Yes, it can happen. Right? Once you start taking this low over here, the local low that we formed over here, and you start taking this low, then I'm going to say, okay, well, that's the invalidation, right? You're going to make a C wave here to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You complete the C wave, and then we can still have a nice momentum here to the upside. Or, which I think for now still carries high probability. If I go into the 12-hour, I just want to zoom in here so it doesn't look so confusing. And I just want to take these arrows out the way. They're quite irritating. Okay, we could be forming a larger triangle. Okay. And this is the 3-wave structures that I mean. You have a 5-wave structure, okay, down, and then you have a 3-wave structure up. You have a 3-wave structure down, a 3-wave structure up, a 3-wave structure down. You can have another 3-wave structure up, another 3-wave structure down, where you're basically forming an A, B, C, D, E. And each alphabetic letter over here is not allowed to take the high or the low of the previous one. D is not allowed to take the high of B. C is not allowed to take the high of or the low of A. E is not allowed to take, you understand, so it becomes squeezy. It has to become a triangle, okay? And this can also be the end of Y over here. That could be the end of Y, where you see bull market continuation to the upside. Right. Thanks, legends. Unfortunately, I have run out of time. I see a lot of people are dropping off as well. So most probably, you got some stuff to do. I've been on the stream for almost an hour. So have yourselves an awesome day. Thanks for joining. Smash up the like on your way out. Hit subscribe for future notifications if you guys would like alpha and education on a daily basis. And don't forget that Bluffin 10% cashback deal. Don't lose out on that deal. Special ends tomorrow. Until the next one, legends. Cheers now. Cheers for now.